perspective taking towards other people. So how we put ourselves into their mind, into their emotions, into their life, and kind of make sense of that. And then also how we take our own perspective, make sure we really value that, and look at it from different angles and different directions. So today we're going to do some work around perspective taking for others. Tomorrow it's going to be more on our own perspective. And it's really a key aspect of psychological health. So in any mental health disorder, you see deficits in perspective taking, i.e., in things like personality disorders and narcissism, and other issues that sociopathy and things like that. There are complete lacks of perspective taking and empathy, but right through to more just stress and anxiety and depression. And even, think in your own life, when you're stressed, it's hard to see other people's perspectives. We become very threat focused and very focused on our own perspective, and often one very narrow view in it. So what we want to do for psychological health is broaden that. So we're going to do a practice that helps to strengthen that now, and something to kind of work at and to learn to tap into this. Some people are great at this, and then they often neglect their own perspective. Some people are very good on their own perspective, but they neglect others. So it's rare that I find people are really good at both these sides of it. And so certainly we can work on both of these aspects. So we're going to do a meditative practice now. Find a comfortable position to sit, and closing your eyes. And again, we're going to drop anchor and ground ourselves in our body. So push your feet into the ground, straighten up your spine, open your chest. Take a few deep breaths. And at the same time, just notice what your mind is saying. Notice what you're feeling. And name it. Is it judgment? Is it analysis? Is it worry? Is it rumination? Is it inner criticism? Is it curiosity? Is it mind wandering? Is it interest? Whatever is going on for you right now, just notice and name it. And then engaging in what we're doing right now, this practice, bringing your full attention into this moment. And if it drifts off at any point, refocusing and coming back. So now think of someone in your life with whom you have some struggles, some tension, some difficulty. It could be minor irritations, minor stresses, right through to someone who is problematic and is difficult. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a colleague. So picture that person that is difficult for you right now in your life. And I'm going to ask a few questions to connect with this perspective taking skill. So what might this person be feeling right now in their life? What emotions are they feeling? Are they angry, frustrated? Are they sad, lonely? Are they anxious, worried? Do they have shame, guilt? If they're angry, is there a wound underneath the anger? So anger is a lot like a suit of armor. It protects us. It can be really useful, but often there's a wound underneath it. And if we lift up the armor, there's a wound of sadness or betrayal or lack of trust or vulnerability. What might that person be thinking? What's their thoughts about your difficulty? What's their side of it? They might be telling themselves a completely different story about this. Right now, we're not worrying whose story is right or wrong. We just want to get a sense of theirs. So notice if your mind is throwing up judgment, it might be difficult to think of this person. We're doing this with the objective of having more effective and better connection with this person. So we're not just doing it to let them off the hook. Sometimes we need to create boundaries, say no to people. It's not that we're doing this to let people off the hook, but to really be effective, we need to see all the different perspectives. What does this person care about deeply in their life? And what are their needs? So what do they care about in their life and this relationship? And what do they need? Do they need attention? Do they need consideration? Do they need respect? Do they need dominance and power? What is the need that they're trying to meet? Do they need love, attention, care, concern? And then bringing this perspective taken towards yourself. What do you care about and need in this relationship? What is your needs? What are your thoughts and feelings here about this person? What are they triggering in you? What are they reminding you of? So spend a moment just thinking about your own needs. For some people, they might be very connected with this. For other people, you'll dismiss and push your own needs aside. Can we bring them back into the picture? You know, the ideal assertiveness position is a win-win. You know, is there any way to get a win-win on this? Can we negotiate? Or do we need to create a boundary here? Do we need to say no? Do we need to create some space? Do we need to get some other people involved to bring in other perspectives? Or do we need to reach out and extend an olive branch? So what are your needs? What are your perspective here? And then what can we do to improve this relationship? And we want to listen for intuition that comes in more of a grounded, calm way rather than a panicky or impulsive or angry, fast urge. You know, what comes through is this calm, gentle message of how to improve this relationship. And if nothing comes up, then how can you be kind to yourself in this relationship? How can you create space? How can you titrate how often you see this person? How can you communicate with them differently? How can you look after yourself? Who can you spend time with as well that is nurturing? So this last part is really our own perspective in this. So now just taking a deep breath. And you might want to take this practice away and journal and reflect on it further. So what's the person's thoughts and feelings and needs, and what do they care about, and then what are our needs in this relationship, and is there any way of doing a negotiation to get a win-win, or if not, are there boundaries we need to set? Or if we need to apologize or we need to extend the olive branch, can we do that? And then listening to what comes through in a calm, relaxed way rather than any impulsive, right, I've got to text them immediately or anything like that. What's the calm message? So the challenge today is to bring this into your relationship. So, as you meet and talk, well, not you may meet one person or at your household, but as you talk to people in your job or in your work, can you spend a moment just to do a little bit of taking their perspective, taking your perspective? What does everyone need from this exchange? And then trying to find this middle ground.